It is 7 p.m. I'm calling this Germantown School District Board of Education meeting to order. Please stand if you're able and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Official meeting notification. Dr. Reuter.
Public notice of all meetings has been given by communication from the superintendent's office to the public, to those news media and who have requested such notices, and to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, Northwest Now, Express News, and West Bend Daily News. Public notice has also been posted in schools throughout the Germantown School District and on the Germantown School District website, as well as cable access channel 96.
Thank you. Roll call.
Medvin.
Here.
Ryman.
Here.
Barney is here. Soderberg.
Here.
Loth.
Here.
Ewert.
Here.
Pollock.
Here.
Thank you. Item 2, approval of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Item 3, reports. A district administrator update. Dr. Reuter.
Thank you. I just wanted to share a couple updates since our last board meeting of some of the happenings that are going on in the school district. We successfully completed homecoming week last week. It was a success all around, starting with different school spirit theme days at all of our buildings, including the elementaries. I think one of the most unique days I saw was Tuesday when the seniors were dressed in a certain theme, and then everyone else was dressed in Minion colors. And I was in the hallway with a couple of high school staff as the bell rang, and it really looked like 1,000 Minions running through the hallway. So it was cool to see the excitement of the kids as they got ready or engaged in the week, starting with the Powder Puff game Wednesday night, the pep assembly here at Germantown High School on Friday, and then our homecoming game. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but it was a great event. It was packed. I got there right at game time, so I had the honor of sitting in the middle school section with all the middle school kids, because that was the only seat in the house. I also want to thank all the teachers who were involved in all the planning and preparation and all the work that happened to make homecoming week the experience memorable. I was able to stop by the dance for a little bit on Saturday night and seeing the kids having a great time and being safe. Our SROs and our high school administration did a great job of making sure it was a safe environment and the protocols they put in place. So thank you to everyone that was involved in that and the parents for supporting that fun week. Last week, the niche ratings, which is a local ratings or nationwide rating system on schools, came out with its ratings of Wisconsin school districts, and we were in that rating system, ranked 26th best school district in the state, which is a great honor, and the number 2 district in the Washington County area. It's one ranking system, but I think it's a testament to that ranking kind of ties in things other than academics, our teaching staff, our administration, community support, programming, and it's always an area we can look to improve, but it's a great honor to be in that top 26. Next, October 24th, we'll have our budget hearing and annual meeting, as you're all aware, and we ask, I know Brittany's been working feverishly to be ready for that meeting and prepared, so we're looking forward to a great meeting that night to understand our finances as we go into our next budget cycle. Starting in November, we'll start school presentations here in front of the board, so November 21st will be our first school presentation, and County Line will be representing, and then each subsequent month we'll have a student group from each of our schools come to present on a topic. And then I'd also like to recognize this week as National Lunch Server Week as a kind of a position you forget about in our schools, but is essential. There's some really hard-working professionals every day serving lunches and meals to our kids, and we thank them for that work. And we just concluded Wisconsin School Board Week, so each of you as board members, you'll see there's a gift from the district, some spiritware and a card for you, and we thank you. Public schools are the heart of communities and our democracy, ensuring every child has an opportunity to succeed. So in local communities, we elect school board members to govern public education and oversee this important work and provide accountability for how our taxpayer dollars are spent. So we thank you on behalf of administration and our entire staff and community. We thank you for serving in these roles that are sometimes really fun and sometimes really challenging. So thank you for your hard work, and we I look forward to the continued work together. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Item B, Performing Arts Center update. Heather Polkowski. Come on down.
Thank you. So I'm here just to give an update on our going-ons here at the Performing Arts Center. This is going to be a meeting that we're going to strive to have biannually, so I'm looking forward to being here in the fall, and then I'm going to come back in the spring to give an update, kind of like on how the year went. And you can always find more information about what we're doing on Facebook, on our website, on the news. You can find it there as well. So I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible, but go ahead to the next slide. Many of you may have gotten in the mail our lovely postcard that went out. This was our first mass mailing to all of Germantown. If you somehow missed that, maybe you don't live in the village of Germantown, there are plenty here you can come pick up on your way out. And this is just a snapshot of, I'd say, our biggest events of the season. This does not include, it is not all-encompassing by any means. You can find the full list on our website, but these are the big ones to keep an eye out for. Pretty much all of these you can buy tickets for right now online from the PAC website. We have new this year, the community series. COVID, we couldn't really start a new series open to the public, but now that that has passed, we are starting strong with 3 events that are geared towards the public. So coming up, the Magic of Glen Gerard's going to be here at the end of October. Ella Meets Mel is a Christmas cabaret that's going to be done tabled style, singing to you intimately. It's going to be great. And then we have the Getting Excited About Science educational show in March. And of course, the 3 drama shows. Family Film Fridays are coming back in January. Those are free movie nights. Please come down with your families and see those. And again, you can find the rest of our events on our website. Go ahead, next slide. You will see that we are continuing our piano campaign. I was just asked about this recently. This was last updated probably a couple months ago, so there's, I'm sure, some new ones on there too. But please reach out to me if you're interested in donating large amounts. Otherwise, you can always just go right online to our website. We are striving to finish this campaign by the end of the year, so that's very exciting. And we are planning on hitting our goal. You can also see we have the featured artist series. If you go out in the lobby right now, you will find a selection of pieces from local artists. Those are getting changed out every couple of months. They're all Milwaukee-based or just generally in this area, local artists that are bringing their artwork to us. This particular artist has her work on sale, and where to reach her for that. Community band is coming back, and of course, there's rental information on our website if you are interested in renting out the theater, of which we do very often, so we encourage that. Go ahead, next slide. This past summer, we finally got to have our first youth drama camp. So these are some pictures from that. We had 22 kids, I think, across the ages of 8 to, I believe, 15. We had 2 classes, and they just had such a great time. It was really engaging for them. We had all different kinds of activities. We brought in 2 instructors to help teach the kids singing, dancing, acting, and I led some tech classes and props and stuff. So they had a final performance at the end of that week that the parents got to enjoy. So, next slide. I broke down our usage so you can kind of see how this PAC is getting used. This is how I broke it down by day, so it should add up to, see how it gets used throughout the year. Please bear in mind that I took the most significant event of the day to determine this. There are often 2 or 3 different things going on here every single day. So there are hundreds of rehearsals and sectionals going on and other things that need to get scheduled. But I'm really happy to see that we have so much community-based use, and we are having so many different groups utilizing this facility, and we are figuring out how to puzzle those things all together so that we can all get time in the space. Go ahead. So this is a revenue versus expense chart over on the green side. That represents revenue that's coming in from our rentals, a lot of dance recitals or other community usage of this space. And then I also broke down roughly what our Fund 10 and Fund 80 costs are. I do have a chart of this of how it has flowed through the years since we've opened, but it has been on a steady increase. I do expect it to plateau out at some point in the near future, because there is only so much time that we can rent out, and we are reaching the point where we will be maxing out on what we can get out of this theater, which is great to be on track for that so soon after opening. Go ahead. So this is just a breakdown again of our community shows. This is the first year we've done this. I'm going to be coming back to the spring with a layout of how these have done, so we can make sure that ideally we're just breaking even on our expenses on these. We're not trying to make any money off of them. We're just trying to offer something to the community, just like many other PACs do. Cedarburg, Oconomowoc, a theater of this size should be presenting some awesome shows for the public. And we are targeting our shows at a lower price ticket range, because I think that is what Germantown is going to be most interested in. Go ahead with the next one. And then these are our biggest shows coming up this season. Again, Magic of Glenn Gerard. He's a Germantown native. A lot of people know him. He's really excited. He's been bugging me for years to come here, so we've got a lot planned for that show. And of course, Clue is the upcoming play, which we have a huge set going on, just beautiful character costumes, and I'm really excited to put that show on, almost as much as the musicals. So we are excited about that. I hope you guys all buy tickets and the public comes in to see these great shows now that we are fully open for business again. Any questions?
Mike?
Go ahead.
I'll just make a comment, and you kind of know what I'm going to say. As all of you on the board can probably imagine, the guy that drives 50-year-old cars across country, plays really aren't his thing. But that's kind of why I like coming to them with my wife. And it ends up being a low-cost date with the wife or husband, of course. And I recommend really all the board members come. The students are really impressive. I can't sing, so when I see students sing and sing really, really well, I mean, it's impressive to see, what our students can do. So needless to say, I'll try and make the magic show, and of course that getting excited about science, that might be a really good one. So thank you for that. It's always a good evening coming to this place. It's a great facility, and watching what our students can do, it's unbelievable.
We do have a lot of really talented students, and shout out to the ones that won awards from Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia was the first time that we applied for the Dairy Awards, and they won a few things, so that's really exciting.
Very nice. Mr. Stotterberg?
I just want to say, echo Mike's comments, but it's really pretty cool how you've matured in your role and how you've grown the PAC. It's beautiful, so thank you.
Thank you.
I have one question for clarification. On the Friday night movie nights, I noticed that it's free for families to come and watch a movie.
Yes.
Do they need to sign up at all, or can they just show up?
No, they just show up.
Okay.
I can't publicize the name of the movies because of our license, but you can figure them out if you go online
Okay.
and see them. But you guys are all welcome to share them on your own pages. It's really great. It's a great place to take the kids that might be a little too young yet for a proper movie theater, because you can always go out in the lobby and take some time to run around, play some board games, watch the movie on the TV screen out there. We get a lot of that.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Moving on to item 4, citizen comments. We have one tonight. Kyle Supperman. I'll give you all the time you need.
All right. So I am Kyle Supernand. I'm a middle school teacher. I'll keep it at 3. Don't worry, I ain't gonna run long. I'm a middle school teacher. This is my 10th year in Germantown. I'm here tonight to represent the GEA. This is my second time up here speaking in the last couple of years. I guess two things that I'd like to talk about or just kind of throw out there. The first is kind of dealing with the shift to self-funded insurance for the district. The first piece with that is just that as we move forward, especially in that short term, one of the concerns I have, I think many teachers have, is this idea of if something happens that's kind of out of your control, out of our control, but for budgeting purposes, it doesn't go your way, that you keep in mind that this is a long-term goal. That if it happens the first, second, third year, that this doesn't become a punishment for us, that also now our insurance premiums are going up and up and up and up because this is a shift that we decided to make to hopefully long-term save money. So just keeping that in mind, if it happens short-term, just don't take that out on us. And then again, raise those up. With that being said, hopefully long-term, as I think many of you are on the same page as I am, that I hope this works. I want the district to save money. I want this to work out. I want this to be a positive. I want this to be a savings. But with that being said, I also want that to be out there, the idea that if this does become a savings, that this doesn't become, for lack of a better term, kind of a cash cow that also now shifts funds into some other fund that we're not aware of, that if it does work out for the benefit of you, then it works out for the benefit of us. But at some point, maybe that comes back to reduced premiums, that this somehow comes back to your employees, that this somehow comes back to us beneficially, since we're also helping you guys out as well, making this work and benefiting the whole system. With that being said, just to clarify from earlier, for moving into next year, just so I understand from earlier tonight, is the goal right now to keep premiums the same for employees
Correct.
from what they are right now? Okay,
Correct.
so So I want to say thank you for that moving forward, because I think with recent negotiations not going the way that I think the GA, that many teachers wanted, that at least is one positive we can pull out and say this is at least a positive moving forward in a line of hopefully what becomes more positives down the line. The second thing I'd like to discuss really quick is just subbing. I know subbing is kind of out of your control. It just comes back to, in a lot of ways, I think the idea that there just isn't as many teachers out there. There's not people going into teaching. We can go into why. I'm probably going to choose not to do that tonight, but I think subbing is going to continue to be an issue. I think it's always going to be an issue. I think it's building dependent as well. I know at the elementary schools that they're in a very different situation than we are at the middle school and the high school. At the middle school and the high school, we have a lot of luxury to be able to say we can shift people around because of preps and how things work. Where at the elementary, when you're dealing with art and coordinated arts, that is kind of a lot of ways for your kind of K-4 non-coordinated arts teachers. That's kind of what their prep is. And there really is no one else to step in during those times because it just doesn't work the same. I would say right now I'm probably subbing 2 to 3 days a week, not because I want to. I shift grade levels this year, so I'm doing a lot more planning, a lot more prepping. I don't have the time to put myself out there. I can say last year, over the course of the 21-22 school year, I subbed 112 times. It's a lot. So I would say thank you for raising the prices for subs. I'm hoping that brings people in. I also hope that you consider looking at possibly raising in building subs as well, since we are putting a lot of time in. If I'm doing 112, we are talking logistically here of another 6 times that in terms of just around the building for the days I did. It's a lot. So I guess those are my 2 pieces that I would at least throw out there that I want you to consider. And I think that's it. Let me check my notes. Yep, that's it. So thank you for your time. I know it's a
Thank
long
you.
night,
Good
but that's all right.
information.
Very good.
We're good.
Thank you. Moving on to item 5, approval of minutes, September 26, 2022, Board of Education. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve Board of Education minutes from September 26.
Second.
Barney with the motion and Reineman with the second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Moving on to item 6, Building Committee, which met earlier this evening. Mr. Pollock.
Thank you. So we did meet earlier this evening. One of the items that we discussed was we received an update on air conditioning within our schools. It was just a simple update giving us some perspective of each one of the buildings and what general areas lack air conditioning. This was brought forward based off of some earlier discussions with regards to the fact that this board may consider many alternatives as far as how we spend ESSER funds and what we would be able to spend them on. And so this was one of those topics that we wanted to get at least a brief update on. Next steps will be to start to prioritize, start to gather some information with a goal of November when we may start talking about those ESSER funds and where we want to dedicate those monies. Also, we discussed the 2022-2025 district-wide snow removal services contract. And so with that, I would like to bring forward to the board with a positive recommendation to approve the 3-year snow service contract with DeAngelis Construction LLC using the Buildings and Grounds Fund 10 budget.
Thank you. That comes to the board with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And that would be it from the Building Committee.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7, Personnel Committee. Ms. Reineman.
Thank you. Personnel Committee met tonight, and we discussed 2 things. One was the school security officer job description. We were able to agree on a few small changes in regards to who this, where this position would report to, and a very small edit in the print, all which will be out there for people to read and see. So we are coming to the board with a positive recommendation to approve the school security officer job description with edits that were discussed.
Again, that comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
The second thing we talked about was the substitute teacher pay. And right now, we are offering $105 a day, and then after a certain time frame, we would up that pay. We are going to get rid of that completely and just offer our subs $125 a day. That is in line with other districts. Hopefully, we can market that a little more and get subs into our schools to help our principals, teachers, and quite frankly, everybody. So we are coming to the board with a positive recommendation to modify daily substitute pay rate by eliminating the $105 a day starting rate and related increase after working 30 days in the district. The new substitute teacher pay rate will be $125 a day for all substitute teachers.
Okay, that comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any discussion?
In the interest of transparency, my wife is a substitute teacher, so I will be abstaining from the vote.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And
I
one
will
abstain.
abstain.
Thank you.
And that is it.
Okay. Moving on to item 8, Insurance Committee. Mr. Barney.
Yes, Insurance Committee met earlier this evening. A couple notes, open enrollment begins tomorrow for the January 1st health insurance year, so it's good timing for us to get some of this stuff done, get rates approved for next year. We heard from our insurance consultant that our stop-loss insurance came in much higher than last year. It actually consumed all of what we were hoping would be savings by moving to self-funded insurance. Had we gone to market, we would have seen approximately a 16% increase. With our move to self-insurance or self-funded insurance, we're looking at a 1.8% increase, which is approximately a $100,000 impact to our budget. The administration recommendation, as well as the recommendation you'll hear from committee, was to have the district absorb that cost going into next year, so it would keep rates flat for employees. Mr. Nowak, did I miss anything?
No, I just want to clarify, open enrollment actually begins on the 17th. There's a
17th.
meeting
You have
tomorrow.
meetings tomorrow. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for clarifying.
Thank you.
All right, so with that, committee brings forward a motion to approve the 2023 rate with the district absorbing the 1.83% increase.
Okay, that comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
All right, also coming forward is a recommendation with a positive recommendation to the full board to approve the dental and vision plans through Delta Dental and Delta IMED in the cost of 0% increase for the employees, and that's for the January 1st, 2023 start date.
Okay, that also comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any further discussion? Mr.
Yeah,
Barney.
one note on that, there was a 5% increase in the dental plan, approximately a $10,000 cost to the district. That's another cost that the district will absorb, so we're not passing that on to the employees.
Okay.
And that was in budget.
And that is included in budget. Yes, thank you.
Anything further?
And I think one of the reasons that Brittany brought up was very good, was that's self-funded too. So keeping with the mantra of not passing expenses to employees, so
Very
makes
good.
sense.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
All right, we also talked about our wellness program. Vitality is the wellness program that we've used for the past few years. It's how employees can earn a discount on their insurance contribution. Even with the change to self-funding insurance, we still wanted to have some sort of wellness program so that we have a way for employees to earn that discount. The committee brings forward with a positive recommendation to approve the utilization of Vitality as the wellness platform for the 2023 plan year, with reaching gold status as the expectation to receive a health insurance premium discount for the 2024 plan year.
That also comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
That is all from Insurance Committee.
Thank you. Moving on to item 9, Teaching and Learning Committee. Mr. Ewert.
Teaching and Learning met this evening, and we had some discussion regarding the middle school team piloting the Illustrative Math program. They are working through that, and they're continuing through that this year. In the notes, you'll see a link to the curriculum that's provided. It provides links for teachers' resources, parental resources, as well as the students. I encourage anyone that is interested to take a look at that. They'll continue, and that will potentially be coming back to the board for approval at a later date as the pilot program progresses. The second issue we discussed was the early college credit program with Start to College Now applications. We had 2 students submit paperwork for attending Institution of Higher Learning and Education in Economics and Programming. We had 8 students submit paperwork to attend Wisconsin Technical College for their certified nursing assistant, and 1 additional student submitted paperwork for Principles of Information Security. I'd like to applaud those 11 students in taking ownership of their education and pursuing it outside of the school, and I'm glad we were able to provide that opportunity. Motion will be, present a motion to move forward with the perspective, motion to move forward with a positive recommendation to the full board to approve the Early Credit College Program, ECCP, and the Start College Now request as presented.
That also comes with a positive recommendation, does not require a second. Any discussion? Mr. Barney.
Yeah, for transparency, I have a student that's included in the items that you'll be approving or hopefully approving, so I will abstain from voting.
Okay. Seeing nothing further, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain?
Thank you. And that is it.
I'm sorry, that's all we have for teaching and
Okay.
learning.
Thank you. Moving on to item 10, new business. Discussion and action to approve 2022-2023 teacher contracts. Mr. Noah.
Thank you. We have 2 contracts to bring forward tonight, both limited-term contracts. The first, Michelle Neglia, science teacher at Kennedy Middle School. This position is being recommended due to a resignation. It's a limited-term 1.0 FTE contract at $58,031. Second is for Elizabeth Filter, a Title I math teacher at MacArthur. This is the result of a resignation. This is a 0.5 FTE limited-term contract at $27,871. We ask for approval for both.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the contracts as presented.
Second.
Mr. Barney with the motion and Ms. Reinman with the second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Moving on to item B, discussion and action to approve donations. Dr. Reuter.
Thank you. We have a number of donations this evening, as you can see in the report, many of them regarding co-curriculars, and then a great donation from Walmart that Mr. Lamb will be talking more about next month in a updated report. But I'd ask the board to approve the following donations. J.C. Moss Trucking Incorporated, $2,500 to Girls Swim. Racine Toothtown Dentistry for Kids, $1,000 to Girls Swim and Dive. Dental Professionals, SC, $250 towards Girls Swim and Dive. Keener Insurance Solutions, LLC, $500 for Girls Swim and Dive. Gell Foods, $500 to Girls Swim and Dive. Integrated Building Systems for $250 for Girls Golf and $500 to POMS. Germantown Athletic Booster Club, $2,600 to GHS Activities for fitness equipment. Affiliated Dermatologists, $500 to our POMS team. Wendelland Landscape Service, $250 for POMS. Alpine Plywood Corp., $500 towards our POMS team. Legacy Subs LLC, $500 to POMS. JBJ Companies Incorporated, $250 to POMS. And Walmart, $5,000 worth of school supplies to the overall Germantown School District.
Wow, impressive. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the donations that are listed and thank every single one of our very generous community members.
Second?
I'll give it to Pollock. Reineman with the motion, Pollock with the second. Any discussion?
Just a comment. Boy, Girls Swim and Dive and Palms are cleaning up on here. Whoever does their fundraising needs to talk to all of our other groups.
They are definitely putting in a lot of work, and it is paying off, so great job. Kudos to all of them.
Yeah, I don't wonder anymore why we have such a robust extracurricular, co-curricular activities. The parents, the community is very involved and very supportive of those activities, so thank you to everyone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 19.851E, deliberating and negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Wisconsin State Statute 19.851D, also to consider strategies for crime detection and prevention, and Wisconsin State Statute 19.851C for review of district administration performance and consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility.
So moved.
Second.
I'll give it to Pollock again. Reineman with the motion, Pollock with the second. Roll call, please.
Medved,
Yes.
Reineman,
Yes.
myself, yes. Soderberg,
Yes.
Loth,
Yes.
Ewert,
Yes.
Pollock.
Yes.
I don't believe we're coming back in the open, so everyone drive home safely and have a good evening.